My people, the colon is the root of life. If waste stays inside you, disease will follow. The body is electric, and it must be clean to heal itself. Nature gave us herbs, living water, and alkaline foods to wash the inside like a river. When the colon breathes, the whole body breathes.
What if I told you that you could flush out up to 10 pounds of toxic, rotting waste from your colon tonight? I know it sounds shocking, maybe even a little crazy, but for years people have been looking for a real solution to that constant nagging bloat, that heavy feeling that weighs you down, and that stubborn belly that just won't go away no matter how much you diet or exercise. You know the feeling, right? You wake up with a flat stomach, but by the end of the day, you look and feel 6 months pregnant. You feel sluggish, foggy-brained, and just unclean on the inside. For just as long, a controversial healer named Dr. Sebi claimed he had the answer, an answer that many believe has been suppressed. He talked about a method that he swore could bring dramatic, almost immediate results, using a specific combo of powerful herbs and a unique way of hydrating. Now, before we go any further, let's get something straight. This information is for educational purposes only, based on the teachings of Dr. Sebi. It is not medical advice, and I am not a doctor. You should always talk with a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new diet, cleanse, or health regimen, especially if you have health issues or are on medication. The claims made by Dr. Sebi are highly controversial and are not backed by mainstream medical science. All right, now that we're on the same page, stick with me if you're ready to uncover this method and find out what it really means to feel clean from the inside out. First things first, let's talk about this idea of rotting waste. It's a graphic thought, isn't it? The term you'll often hear is mucoid plaque. People who believe in this theory say that years of eating acidic processed foods, things like sugar, tons of meat, dairy, and white flour, create a thick, gluey sludge that coats the inside of your intestinal walls. They say this plaque messes with your body's ability to absorb nutrients and, more importantly, to get rid of waste. Think of a plumbing pipe that's clogged with years of grease and gunk. Water can still trickle through, but it's slow, it's inefficient, and the pipe itself is a mess. That's the picture they paint for the colon. Okay, reality check time. Mucoid plaque is not a recognized medical condition. In fact, gastroenterologists who have performed thousands of colonoscopies say they have never, ever seen anything like it. What they see in a healthy colon is a clean, pink lining, naturally lubricated by a thin layer of mucus that's supposed to be there. Medical science is clear. The body has a super-efficient self-cleaning system. Like a self-cleaning oven, it runs its own cycles and doesn't just store pounds of old, rotting food. So what are people actually seeing when they do these intense cleanses and report these dramatic results? It's likely a mix of extra water, bulk fiber from the cleanse itself, and ingredients like bentonite clay or psyllium husk, all combining with the normal mucus your gut produces. And yet, the personal stories are overwhelming. People who do these protocols often say they feel lighter, more energetic, that their skin clears up and their stomach gets flatter. They feel profoundly cleaner. This is where the controversy and the fascination really kick in. This is the world Dr. Sebi lived in. He was a man who basically put a giant question mark on the entire foundation of Western medicine. So, to get why Dr. Sebi recommended this intense flush, you really have to get his whole world view, which was both incredibly simple and honestly totally radical. Dr. Sebi, who was born Alfredo Bowman and was a self-taught herbalist, not a medical doctor, believed that all disease comes from just two things: acid and mucus. That's it. He argued that the human body is an electrical, self-healing machine that is designed to be alkaline. He claimed that disease, whether it's diabetes, arthritis, or just a cold, simply can't survive in an alkaline environment. When we eat acidic foods, and his list was long, including most animal products, soy, sugar, and processed grains, our bodies become acidic. This acidic state, he preached, causes inflammation. And what's the body's number one response to inflammation? It makes mucus to protect itself. According to Dr. Sebi, this isn't just the stuff in your nose when you're sick. He believed this mucus builds up everywhere in your lungs, causing pneumonia, in your pancreas, leading to diabetes, and, most important for us today, in your colon. This was his version of mucoid plaque. He saw it as a toxic swamp of acidic waste that slowly poisons the body, wrecks the immune system, and creates the perfect home for illness. It's a powerful story, and for a lot of people, a really convincing one. It gives a single, simple explanation for all sorts of health problems that can make people feel hopeless. It frames the whole thing as a battle. Natural alkaline foods versus man-made acidic disease-causing products. Now, this is where the medical community pumps the brakes hard. Imagine your body is a high-tech aquarium. It has a powerful built-in filtration system, your kidneys and lungs, that keeps the water's pH in a perfect narrow range. Dr. Sebi's theory is like saying that if you drop a lemon slice into that huge aquarium, the whole tank will turn to acid. But science says no, the filtration system is so good it instantly corrects the balance. The human body, especially our blood, keeps a very, very tightly controlled pH balance, right around 7.4, which is already slightly alkaline. While what you eat can affect the pH of your pee or your saliva for a little while, the idea that it can drastically change your blood's pH is considered pseudoscience. Still, Dr. Sebi's teachings and the results his followers reported were so profound that they led to legal battles. He famously beat a 1988 lawsuit for practicing medicine without a license, but he was later legally barred from making specific claims about curing diseases like AIDS. He was a hugely controversial figure, but to his followers, he was a hero telling a truth the world had forgotten. And the key to it all, he said, started with cleaning the colon. So if the problem is a clogged up, acidic colon, what was Dr. Sebi's solution? Well, it wasn't just popping a pill, it was really a full-on attack, designed to dissolve the gunk, kickstart your body's own elimination process, and start rebuilding your system from the cells up. His method was built on two main pillars: radical hydration and a specific crew of powerful herbs. And this wasn't just drink 8 glasses of water. The protocol was precise. Rule number 1, you had to drink 1 full gallon of natural spring water every single day. Not tap water, not purified water, but spring water, which he called living water, full of minerals. The whole point of drinking this massive amount of water was to start liquefying and dissolving the hardened, caked-on waste he believed was stuck in your colon. It's kind of like trying to clean a dirty pot with dried-on, burnt food. A little sprinkle of water just won't cut it. You have to soak it, saturate it, and let the water break it down. That was the gallon of spring water's job. He would also add other hydrating alkaline foods. He loved talking about the power of veggies and fruits full of water, like cucumbers and papayas, to help with this internal soaking. The day would often start with a glass of spring water mixed with the juice of a key lime, one of the few citrus fruits he approved of, believing it turned alkaline in the body. This whole hydration plan was step 1, softening up the target for the real heavy hitters, the herbs. At his core, Dr. Sebi was an herbalist. He believed plants were, electric food for the electric body. His colon cleanse revolved around a few key herbs, and honestly, each one had a very specific job to do. All right, let's get into the specific herbs Dr. Sebi swore by for this flush. These were not your gentle, calming, digestive teas. These were chosen because they really get things moving. First up is an herb that's a legend in the cleansing world, Cascara Sagrada. The name literally means sacred bark. It's used to directly trigger peristalsis, those wave-like muscle contractions in your gut that push waste out. Think of it like a drill sergeant for a lazy colon. It doesn't ask nicely, it shouts and forces the muscles to get to work. Cascara Sagrada has compounds called anthraquinones that irritate the colon, which in turn causes those powerful contractions. And this is super important to note. In 2002, the US Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, ruled that Cascara Sagrada was no longer generally recognized as safe and effective to be sold as an over-the-counter laxative. This was because of a lack of safety data and worries about serious side effects like bad cramps, dehydration, and becoming dependent on it if you use it long term. For Dr. Next on his list were herbs to support the liver, which is the body's main filtration plant. Here, Dr. Sebi used dandelion and yellow dock. Think of these herbs as the foreman of that plant. Their bitter taste stimulates your liver to produce more bile. Bile is like a detergent that dissolves grease and carries toxins out of the liver to be flushed away. Then you have Burdock Root. Dr. Sebi's philosophy was that if you're stirring up a bunch of toxins, you need to clean the body's highway system, the blood, to handle it. Burdock is famous in herbalism as a blood purifier. It's like sending out a fleet of garbage trucks into your bloodstream to make sure all the stirred-up junk gets collected and removed properly. And finally, the superstar of the Dr. Sebi world, sea moss, also known as Irish moss. This isn't a laxative. Sea moss was all about rebuilding and soothing. After using harsh methods to scrub the colon, you need to calm it down. Think of the gel from sea moss as a soothing aloe vera for a sunburn, but for the inside of your gut. His followers believe this gel coats the digestive tract, calms inflammation, and restores minerals. This brings us to one of the most famous and disputed claims about Dr. Sebi. He and his followers have long said that the human body needs 102 essential minerals and that sea moss has 92 of them. This is a fantastic marketing line that has helped create a massive sea moss industry. The thing is, it's factually incorrect. Mainstream science says humans need only about 20 to 30 essential minerals, not 102. And while sea moss is a good source of minerals like iodine and potassium, the 92 minerals claim has never been scientifically proven. What is true is that its gelatinous texture can be very soothing for your digestive system. So, the protocol looked like this: a full day of super hydrating to soften everything up. Then, bringing in herbal combos with strong laxatives like Cascara Sagrada to force everything out, supported by liver herbs like dandelion and blood purifiers like burdock, and finally using sea moss to soothe and start to heal the gut lining. It was a full-scale operation designed for dramatic overnight results. Okay, let's get real for a second. Does this actually work? Can you flush 10 pounds of rotting waste out of your colon overnight? The short answer, according to medical science, is no. The body doesn't store pounds of rotting mucoid plaque. The weight people lose so quickly is almost certainly water, stool, and bulk fiber being rapidly flushed from their system. It's not fat loss, and it's not some mythical toxic sludge. But just dismissing it all because of that would be missing the point. Let's use an analogy. Imagine your car is running poorly. Dr. Sebi comes along and says the engine is haunted by a ghost, mucoid plaque. To fix it, he tells you to stop using cheap gas, change the oil, and clean the filters. The diet, hydration, and herbs. You do it, and the car runs beautifully. Was it because you exorcised a ghost? No, it was because you performed basic, effective maintenance. That's what's happening here. While the explanation, or the ghost if you will, might be a bit shaky, the results, like the car running better, are honestly very real. First, the Dr. Sebi diet is a restrictive, whole food, plant-based diet. There is a mountain of scientific evidence showing that switching from a processed diet to one full of fruits and veggies has, amazing health benefits. Second, the intense focus on hydration is huge. Many of us are, chronically dehydrated. Just drinking a gallon of water can immediately improve energy, skin, and bowel regularity. For someone who is constipated, that alone can really feel like a miracle. Third, the herbs, while controversial, are powerful. Stimulant laxatives do cause a rapid and total evacuation of the bowels. For someone who feels bloated and backed up, that physical feeling of being empty can provide incredible psychological relief. The experience feels like a flush, which honestly makes you believe something toxic was removed. So, while Dr. Sebi's theories about acid, mucus, and 102 minerals don't really stand up to science, his protocol accidentally pushes people toward things with known health benefits. Eat more plants, ditch junk food, hydrate properly, and clear out your system. People feel better because they are treating their bodies better, even if the reason why is a little off. So where does that leave us with Dr. Sebi? It's complicated. Was he a revolutionary healer with secret knowledge, or a charlatan who got rich off pseudoscience? The truth is probably somewhere in that grey area. His main claims about what causes disease aren't supported by science. His methods can be extreme and risky, especially using potent herbs without a doctor's guidance. But his core message, that you have the power to heal yourself, resonates with people. He told them they weren't broken, that their bodies were designed to heal, and that the power to do it was on their plates. He encouraged people to turn away from processed junk and toward natural, life-giving plants. That's a powerful message, and regardless of the shaky science, it has inspired millions to take back control of their health. The Dr. Sebi Flush is a dramatic promise. And while you're not going to be flushing out 10 pounds of mythical sludge, you will be forcing your body into a state of intense evacuation and hydration. It's a reset button, but you have to push it with caution, with awareness, and with respect for your own body. The real takeaway here isn't to blindly follow any one person, but to become your own health detective. Do the research, ask questions, and listen to your body. If this sparked your curiosity, I encourage you to look deeper into Dr. Sebi's work, but also into the established science of nutrition and digestive health. What are your thoughts? Have you ever tried a cleanse like this, or used any of Dr. Sebi's herbs? Share your experiences and respectful opinions in the comments below. I try to read them all, and I think we can learn a lot from each other's journeys. If you found this balanced look at a complicated topic valuable, and you want to keep learning, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of wellness. Thanks for watching, and remember to be well, be informed, and be empowered.